Well, Sally is correct. My name is Andrew Samples. Now, listen. I recently became no longer single. Well, that sounds like a good thing, except for there's still a lot of mystery, just things I can't seem to understand about women in general. That's unsettling to me. It makes me wary about inviting one into my life on a daily basis. For instance, when women live together for a certain amount of time, their periods match up. Now, what kind of futuristic shit is that? Like, how long have we known about that? Are we sure that wasn't caused by the hormones in chicken nuggets? Maybe there was a radiation spill in the 50s we covered up? But if you seriously just step back and think about that sentence, women's periods automatically match up. That is some witchy voodoo shit. How does that even work? Is it like a proximity thing? Can it be as simple as like one accidentally bumping into her roommate, like, oh, sorry, Danielle, gotta go. Or does it take a little bit longer than that? Like by the end of this show, are all you ladies here going to be locked up on the same cycle? If that's the case, women couldn't even go to the grocery store. They'd just be lined up at the tampon aisle. I can't believe I'm here, man. Sure hope they're not out of super, ultra, max pluses. Or do you think it works more like Bluetooth? Like, is there a range? Can the house that they're living in be too large for it to happen? And they just, like, look across the yard. Danielle, no, don't get any closer. I got a date tonight. I want to stay fresh. Or what can they find out about each other? Well, my period's late today. I think Danielle might be pregnant. Or, my period started to come back today. Rather heavily. I think Danielle might have taken care of that problem. But I'm legitimately curious about this. I ask all these questions. I got so many questions on the subject. So many questions that they all just sort of bleed together. But you know, another reason I'm unsure about having a new girlfriend is that I just like hanging out by myself, you know? I like hanging out by myself. I prefer to hang out by myself. When I'm hanging out by myself, I can create a perfect situation that no one else can screw up. I like to optimize every situation. I can't do that as well when I'm, you know, sharing my time with another person. For example, a couple weeks ago, I was at my house, and it was a little chilly, and I thought, you know, I'm going to take a nice, warm shower. It's going to feel real good. But how can I make this better? I got it. I just bought some Chips Ahoy chewy chocolate chip cookies. I'm going to take a couple of those with me into the shower. I'm going to mix the warm water sensation with the sweet savoriness of the cookies, and it's going to be perfect. So I get my cookies, I get all excited, get into the bathroom, turn on the water, and I was just about to get in, and I realized, like, bonus, I got to pee. So now I'm in the shower, water dripping over my head, down my face, all down my body, chewing on a delicious, delectable Chips Ahoy chewy chocolate chip cookie, rear back, and just peeing all over the walls, all at the same time. Delightful. And now, another person with me would have screwed that whole thing up. I don't know where they would stand. And frankly, I don't like to share my cookies. But, you know, I have a girlfriend now, so what am I going to do? Like, invite her over for pea and crumpets? Yeah. No, but to be honest with you, I don't like sharing my cookies. I prefer not to, but, you know, I'm pretty good at sharing. I have to do it all the time. Because I got roommates. Now, I don't care who you put me in a house or apartment with. Sooner or later, I'm going to hate their guts. It's mostly because I'm the crazy one. When I get home each day, I spend at least the first 10 to 15 minutes just moving everything back into its spot. Everything has a place in the household that I've determined that I'll never tell you about because I'm a pussy. But I expect you to know. So I'll be opening up the fridge. Oh my gosh, come on, people. Who moved the orange juice from the bottom shelf up to the top shelf and put their colas here? This is clearly not where they go. Now I'm going to be up all night Tetrising this shit back, making it livable again. Can't get to bed on time anymore. But in my defense, my roommate is a very messy person. Now sometimes I don't mind cleaning up after him all the time because when I'm sifting through his things, I'm reminded of how much of a better person I am. And he left his cigarettes out the other day, and I just putting them back into their spot, and I just opened them up, and I happened to notice that he had one of the cigarettes turned upside down in the package. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but they call this like, they do it for good luck. It's a lucky cigarette. They flip the cigarette over and they save it to the end of the pack. Superstitious thing. But come on, like a lucky cigarette? Like, yeah, that's like a lucky STD. Which is chlamydia, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that. Remember the day the doctor told me, Andrew, you have chlamydia. We're going to give you an antibiotic. You'll take it. It'll go away. Consider yourself lucky. I guess. I slept with my ex-girlfriend last night. Is she lucky too? Alright, one last story here. It's a little scary to me how excited I'll get when just the smallest excuse gives me a reason to do something really, really bad. I was out eating with a friend the other night. The waiter brought us the bill, and I looked on the bill, and I noticed that the time on the check said 9:40 p.m. But the time was wrong. It wasn't 9:40 p.m. It was only 8 p.m. And I instantly thought, this is great. Now tonight at 9:40 p.m. I can finally murder my mom's ex-boyfriend from 1992. I had an alibi. Mr. Samples, where were you on the night of February 11th, 2013? I already told you, officer, like the bill I brought there says. I was clearly enjoying a delicious beans and cheese burrito. Yeah, well, I'm aware of your story, Mr. Samples, but after talking with Eduardo, the server whose name is here on the bill, he says he's positive he got off work at 9 p.m. that the time on the ticket must be wrong. Well, there you go, officer. Eduardo clearly killed my mom's ex-boyfriend, and he had 40 minutes to prepare to do so. I recently told my mom that I was talking about this guy. His name's John. I was telling my mom that I was talking about this guy. And she was like, oh! She didn't even laugh at the joke. She said, you know what happened to him, right? I was like, no. She was like, well, apparently, and this is true, that cancer got to him before I or Eduardo could. That's it.